Hey, good evening. Good evening. Happy Monday, everybody. It's Cindy Baker, ADHD productivity coach, and I'm excited to be with you for part two of ADHD friendly organizing tips, how to organize your life in the ADHD friendly way, because our brains work a little bit differently. And so if you are jumping on live, if you could say hi in the chat, I would love to know that you're here. And if you're watching the replay, just say hashtag replay, whatever platform you're watching this on. And that would be great. So I hope you're having some good weather where you are. We're about to hit a record high here in the Memphis, Tennessee area, which is really weird. I like fall. It's my favorite season. So I'm not really excited about 80s, you know. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. Um, yeah, so uh, hopefully it will cool off and we can have like normal jacket weather. But I hope everybody's doing great. Hope your Monday's been going well so far. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with some tips. I went about halfway through the list last week. And these are just some tips to organize your life, but they are ADHD friendly. So, first tip is to simplify your wardrobe. The more clothes that you have, the harder it is to decide what to wear each morning, right? So, you need to be like continuously getting rid of extra clothing. Um, if you get a new shirt, for instance, consider getting rid of an old one. I don't just keep adding stuff to your wardrobe. In the spring and the summer, maybe you could coordinate all your clothing around 2 or 3 colors plus white. And in the fall and winter, coordinate all your clothing around 2 or 3 colors plus black or something like that. You're going to feel liberated by having fewer outfits to choose from, and you'll save money on clothes. Now, speaking of clothes, another tip is to pre-assemble your clothes into complete outfits. Um, that way you're not hunting for what's going to match. Hang them on sturdy hangers in your closet with everything together and matching. And you're going to get dressed a lot faster each morning. You're going to have less confusion. You don't have to make decisions when you're tired, and you're not going to have second guessing. And this is a strategy that works for men and women, both alike. It's especially helpful when you're organizing business attire. Women, I mean, you can just slip a baggie with matching jewelry onto the hanger, even for items to help organize children's clothing and toys. You can look at closet organizers to help with that. So another tip, kind of moving away from clothes, another tip is to take it one project at a time. If you're trying to tackle several big projects all at once, that can be super stressful for people with ADHD. So set one priority and then just get it done. Tying up all the loose ends before moving on to a new project. When you're trying to do too many like bits and pieces of different things, it can be very, very stressful, and you don't get as much done. So if you need to like get new eyeglasses, do that before you clean the gutters. You know what I mean? Like do one thing to completion before you start a new thing. So, and they could be completely opposite. Like maybe you need to take your car in for maintenance, and maybe you need to do that before you answer emails. You know what I mean? So one project at a time. Now, I love sticky notes. I have all these multicolored sticky notes. And if you're somebody who gets sidetracked often by interruptions, as a lot of people with ADHD are do, we get sidetracked, then a sticky note makes it easy to return to the task at hand once the interruption is over. You just keep a supply of sticky notes with you and you jot down where you're going to pick up again, where you left off. So, for example, if you have to take a phone call while you're reading, then post a note on the text that says resume reading here and tell the exact place. And then when the call's over, you know exactly what to do. Now, another trick is to double up on tasks. If you can make it a habit to do two small things together, you're going to get more done. For example, we just had a time change this past weekend, and we were supposed to fall back. So they always say when you reset your clocks that you also change the batteries in your smoke detectors, at the end of daylight saving time. So doing things together that paired like that can help you. You could, maybe change your oil and balance your investments on the same day. I don't know. Every time you water the plants, you make a grocery list or reorganize your purse or something like that. But it's a reminder, every time I do this, I also do that. And it's just doubling up on things. Okay. Another tip is to organize your garage like a professional organizer. That means separating your stuff into different zones like you see in the home improvement stores. So you're going to have tools in one area and maybe gardening things, sports equipment somewhere else, automotive, and if this is a job that's just like, let's say your garage is just a disaster area, if it's too big of a job to tackle on your own, then ask for help. Get somebody to go in there and help you tackle it together. Now, another area that I see a lot of people with ADHD get stuck on when they're trying to organize is their filing system. A lot of people with ADHD have trouble filing because they create too many categories. And so I would encourage you to rethink that. It's better to keep your categories broad and then use subfolders where necessary. So, for example, you might label one folder insurance and you fill it with subcategories like life insurance, car insurance, health insurance, So I have an accordion file that has the days of the month on it, and that's where I put all of my paid bills and financial stuff for each month. It just all goes in there. I don't have a separate folder for everything. So, and another tip is to create a document hotspot, and that's like a red see-through folder for important time-sensitive documents. And in that folder, and you need to keep it on your desk, then you should put papers in there that represent maybe up to 5 different tasks that have to be attended to within within the week. So I'd say actually within the next 24 hours, let's put it that way, within the next 24 hours. Like maybe it's an overdue bill or a client file or a phone message to return and things like that. So clear out your hotspot every day. Active papers that aren't yet urgent, they need to be kept in transparent file folders. Arrange it vertically in a file folder. So a hotspot, that's a great tool for just for dealing with that whole out of sight, out of mind problem that we have. So try that. Let me know how it goes. And if you're just jumping on, say hi in the chat. That would be awesome. So you want to do something about mail, snail mail. You know, um, add your name to the do not send list by the Direct Mail Association so you can cut down on some of that junk mail. Um, and you want to process the mail every day, and that will keep you from feeling overwhelmed. Don't throw, all the mail in a big pile until it just piles up. Every single time you get the mail, you sort it right then. Throw out the junk mail immediately. Do not put it down on a flat surface. The rest of the mail should be kept in one place. You need like a little mail area with a wastebasket nearby, and bills that need to be paid. You need a certain place that you put those. If you use online banking, then there needs to be a little place right by your computer, excuse me, that you put those. Put everybody else's mail into where it goes, with their names on it. So you're basically throwing away things, filing things, responding to things, putting them in your to-do pile right away. Don't let that mail pile up. And then quarterly, you want to review investments. Just a review with yourself. Write the date and the time to review on your calendar or in your planner, and then go over your bank accounts and your investments and your retirement plan and all that stuff every quarter. So 4 times a year, and write it down, plan it. And if you're not already doing online banking, you need to switch to online banking. How much time do you spend each month writing checks, addressing envelopes, putting postage stamps on it? It's faster to do banking online, especially since you can set up recurring bills to be paid automatically, and you won't have to pay for the postage. Now, if you're intimidated by online banking, just get somebody to help you. It's really easy to set up. And then I would say use a single checking account. Keep your checkbook in your purse or your briefcase and return it there immediately after using it. A lot of times we don't write as many paper checks nowadays, but you want to keep your check register and a few emergency checks, not a whole nother checkbook, just a few emergency checks in another location in case you lose your checkbook. Gosh, there's a whole lot more I could say about organizing your finances, but that's just that's a way to start. And the more credit cards you have, the more statements and receipts you're going to have to deal with. So I would say keep those plastic cards to a minimum. It's better to stick with 1 or 2 major credit cards, and avoid the high interest cards that are like retail stores and gas cards. Just don't do those. Consider new cards only if the card, like if the terms of the card are clearly superior to the terms of your current card. That's the only time I would consider something new. And you should have a debit card. Most banks give you that now. Keep it in your wallet, and use it instead of personal check whenever you can. And each time you use the card, we used to do this. People have gotten away from it, but make an entry in your check register, just like you'd written a check, because you, in essence, have, if you've used your debit card. Now, I haven't been doing that, or I wasn't doing that. And I've started doing that more now. And it's made a big difference, because when you just use that debit card, you're not really doing the math. You're not subtracting in your head. Your money just disappears sometimes, So that way your checking account always stays balanced. And you always want to keep some extra cash on hand. Put, several $100s in a waterproof plastic bag and put it somewhere safe, somewhere that's easy to locate. I've heard of people putting it in their freezer. That way, you're not going to be caught empty-handed if there's a storm or power outage or some other, disaster that makes it impossible to use ATMs. You've got some cash. There's a lot more. When it comes to disaster preparedness, the best place to look is the Red Cross website, redcross.org. So I definitely would look into that. Um, there's a lot more to say, but that's what I'm going to leave you with tonight. Maybe you can just take one or two of those things and try them out. What I do want to end with is I want to let you know about what's happening this weekend, and that is the Harness Your Holiday Hustle Challenge. It is going to be awesome. It is Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central, and Sunday evening, 6 p.m. Central. That's November 11th and 12th. And each session lasts about an hour, maybe less. You have to register in order to be eligible for prizes. There will be drawings for gift cards, and you do want to register so that you can get the email reminders. It's going to be held in my Facebook group, and it's basically just going to help you get the things done over the holiday season when it's so busy, but also reduce your stress. So if you're struggling with just feeling overwhelmed of the holidays, this is for you. It's absolutely free. There's a workbook that goes along with it, and it's just very popular. I did it last year, and so I'll put the link in the Facebook group to register for that. And I encourage you to come. There will be replays that stay up for 2 or 3 days afterwards if you can't make it live, but it's so much more fun live. The more you participate in the chat, the more chances you have to win. And I'm doing pre-challenges all this week in the Facebook group. So I encourage you to jump on board. Also, if you're not on my email list, shoot me a message. I need to add you because I'm about to drop some incredible Black Friday deals that you do not want to miss out on. So stay tuned for that. So I hope you have a great Monday, and I will see you next time. Bye.